There you go. All right, good morning. Ron here.
Corey?
We're going to do a podcast on the road this morning. Corey knows where we're at. Where are we at, Corey?
We are in Shelton, Washington, driving in the woods.
We're looking for grouse today. So
Yeah.
Corey and I decided Monday morning we're going to talk real estate, catch up with each other. I haven't seen them. I've seen them, but haven't just chilled. We have kind of a setup with a camera showing where we're driving through the woods and just relaxing and catching up on real estate. So you're going to come with us on our podcast on the road today, and I'm excited to have Corey because wealth of knowledge in real estate and just everything else. So I'll describe, I guess, if you're not watching the video and you're on the podcast, we are deep country. I guess you'd call this old forestry trees, right? Old alder trees.
Yeah, this is all replanted, or as we call it, reproduction of trees that have been replanted. So it's smaller stuff.
These are evergreens then? Yeah, evergreens.
Yep.
Yeah, evergreens. Sorry, not alders. Wow. Glad I brought Corey. And it's kind of that spooky Halloween time, as Brandy called this. I told her I was going grouse hunting this morning. She's like, oh, that's very fallish to do. So there's leaves changing, but through here it's just like branches. It almost looks like branches and just undergrowth brush. Not even sure what the undergrowth is. We see it all the time.
It's a bunch of salal brush and Scotch broom, and that's the majority of it right here. Salal brush and Scotch broom, really.
So that, and then we got the camera so you can see what we're looking at, and just down a forest road. So you're gonna have fun just watching us talk real estate, driving down the road with Corey that knows everything woods, as you can tell, in Washington. So let's start it off with Corey. How is real estate going for you?
Well,
hitting them with the hard questions right away.
It's slow. I think that's kind of across the board. It's just slow for a lot of people. I know that what we've seen with real estate in this changed market is those that have been doing real estate for a while and have been successful through the years are still doing okay. They're slower. And those that have started real estate maybe in the last 2 to 3 years are probably really struggling because they don't have that base of clients that they get referrals from. And because
you and I, right?
Yeah, even me though, I've been fortunate enough to sell a lot, so I do have a lot of past clients, and really the stuff that I currently have has all been referral based. So I've been 100% referral based the last few transactions that I have. So if you're an agent that is fairly new to the game, you probably don't have that unless you've sold a lot of homes in those 2 to 3 years. So basically we've just seen a big fallout of agents in the last couple of years because it is so hard right now.
Yeah, and I think the market, like Corey said, it's at least here in Olympia. So when we're talking the market, we're talking Olympia, Washington. I've heard Seattle is back to multi-bids and multi-wars, but that could be certain areas of Seattle. But for Olympia right now, we're slow. Oh, there you go. Well, we're back to recording. As I was saying, our listings, we both have listings and we both have good referral base, but we're slow. The listings aren't moving. It's kind of like the market just, I don't know, in the last 2 weeks just stopped. 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, making price adjustments and everything, and it just nothing is happening.
Yeah, mine as well. And mine, I have one that's a hell of a good deal. Priced. Oh, there goes driving by a boat in the woods. Little boat. Has that always been there?
Yeah. Well, for quite a while.
There you go. Always have a boat. My listing, one of them bought 2 years ago, $850,000. They now have it listed for sale 2 years later. We're finally down to $700,000. I shouldn't say finally. We kept price reducing it. That's a steal. Like, the house is worth 750 to 800. But right now in this market, even at 700, nothing. I mean, we had one buyer that was really interested, but never came to fruition. So I don't know what's going on in the market other than just winter, low inventory than we've ever had. I know the bond market's crazy. The workforce is all over the board. So is that something in the road? No.
That caught me last time I came through here. It's just a little stick that looks like.
A grouse just sitting.
Yeah.
All right. I should gotta stop saying. It's just, I think this market just froze. So I'm not sure what's going to happen next year. Everybody says it's going to be amazing or it's going to boom. When I say everybody, some of the top heads, and even like the main graphs that you look at, a lot of the people are saying it's going to be positive, between 1% up to 5% positive next year. But I'm not sure if that's Olympia or it's all of the country or just major cities, because remember, when you see the stats, and that's Case-Shiller, that's it was going off all the different major reports, even the big banks that were predicting a positive year. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to happen next year.
Yeah, and I think some of this might sound like a bit of a scare or a scare tactic as far as like don't buy. And that's, I don't see that as the case, because you can buy a home right now for less than what the value really probably is at, and you have a higher chance of getting credits from the seller, whether or not that's buying down your points, paying for your closing costs, or whatever. But my opinion on this is that if you had bought 2 years ago, like Ron has the one, and you try to sell now, it just isn't going to happen. You have to sit. We're kind of going back to that. You should probably own your house for 5 years or more before you decide to sell.
Yep.
And historically, even today, even though the market's tough, historically homes will always rebound and be more than what, you'll have that equity in the home. So it still doesn't mean that it's a bad time to buy. Interest rates are high, sure, but you can always refinance down the road. And again, if you get credit from a seller, which your chances of that are a bit higher, and even new builds where contractors are given insane credits.
No kidding,
to
right?
buyers.
If Brandy said if we could get a certain price for our home, she would sell it and just go move in a new buy, because they're giving buy downs 4%, then it was like 5% for 30 years. So there's your interest rate plus a brand new home. Prices were insanely slashed because they need to get rid of that inventory. So, and I think you brought a good point. Mine wasn't to scare you into not buying. It was just giving you the reality of right now it is so slow, yet there's so many deals out there. Mine at $700,000, I'm not trying to push my home, I'm just using it as an example, that's a huge steal, because historically, like Corey said, in 5 years, or let's say you even hold 5 years, maybe 10 years, you've now gone up, I would say, worst case, it goes up 10% over the whole 5 years. So that's only going up 2% for a year, for 5 years. Like most reports all predict at least minimum. You're now making a good return off that $700,000, plus the mortgage you've paid down, plus everything else. So if you're looking to move, you can't go wrong buying. Like, to be honest, I want to buy right now because this is the lowest I've seen in the lowest. And even Seattle, like I'm hunting Seattle. They had one home on Queen Anne. Seller needs to sell before the holidays. They've dropped it down to 1.4 million. It should be 2 million. So you're making 600,000. And if Seattle rebounds, which it will, you're making a good chunk. Now the catch is everybody says, well, is this the bottom? I believe it's the bottom, because where else are they going to go? And once everybody kind of, again, goes through this winter, refreshes, and if the market turns even slightly good, and I mean by the stock market, by the reports, by the presidency, election years are always slower. It's just every 4 years, I'm like, get ready for election year. Because it seems like everybody wants to see what happens with election year, and then they make a move. So if election year goes good, or who knows, either way you're going, doesn't matter. I think this is the best time to buy, because one little tick up and everybody's out.
Well, and we've had, I feel like, a drastic change where during COVID, when prices of homes shot up, interest rates were extremely low, and then all of a sudden, within 3 years or so, it changed.
Yeah.
And like, seems pretty drastic change. And so there's this shock with people of like, geez, when am I supposed to buy? And so when we had that period, people were like, oh, the houses are too expensive, I'm not going to buy. And now they're like, damn it, I wish I would have bought then, because the interest rates are so low, even though the prices were high. But if you consider, well, I'll use my house for example. I bought just right like when COVID was happening. So we got a really screaming interest rate. Price of the house was higher. We had multiple offers that we had to beat, and we offered over list price, and we got the house. Luckily, we got lucky that it even appraised for more than what we had bought it for. So we were like, sweet, we were sitting really well. And so great interest rate. Now, mind you, this was during time where people were like, no, houses are too expensive, I'm not buying. Well, my house has gone up probably darn near 100,000 over, or up in equity, 100,000 more. There's a dead fox.
Wow. So our viewers, that is a dead fox. Wow. Oh no, it's a coyote.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Looks like it. Yeah. Shit. Someone just left a dead baby coyote on the side of the road.
That's nice.
They're just shooting out clear cut here. So you have a clear cut with small 6-foot evergreens, and then why am I forgetting all my plants this morning? What are the brown things?
Dead ferns.
Dead ferns. Holy cow.
Sword ferns.
Fuck. Screw it. I don't know nothing about Washington anymore. Dead ferns all through the clear cut, small little evergreens, and there you got a little baby coyote. Someone probably just picked off in the field and just left it.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
But yeah, so.
And that was the height of the market, you were saying.
That was just
prices.
Before it got to the height of the prices. Like, it was steadily climbing when we bought. So, like, things were just skyrocketing, but we had those really sweet interest rates. But my point is like, we continue to have this conversation with buyers of like, the prices of homes are too much, or now it's the interest rates are too much, and the prices of homes are still high. But
I don't think so on price of homes.
I don't either. And again, historically.
Oh, they mean the prices of the homes are too high. They want the pre-COVID prices. You're not going to get that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, but my point is like, hindsight from these folks that we've still been working with or are still in contact with are like, yeah, I wish I would have bought sooner. Even sure, the market changes, but it may seem like there's never a right time to buy. But the point is like, home prices are constantly going up. Whether you buy now or you bought before or you buy later, the price of homes are always going to keep going.
Yeah.
And you should probably consider holding on to a home for at least 5 years or more before you decide to sell. That historically is what it used to be. Now, there was that small period when COVID happened where you could buy the house, and because prices were going up so fast, you could turn around and sell it in 2 years. But that's just not the case now.
No. Yeah. And flipping, I'm seeing flips still where they can buy and flip because we have no inventory. So that is a caveat with it is we have no inventory. We are the lowest inventory since the 70s. And so you take that into factor of no inventory, no one's wanting to sell, no one's wanting to go anywhere. If you see something, that's still kind of artificially pricing up the home prices. But now here's the new kind of, I'm going to play off of Corey's thing. Everybody says, well, if inventory floods the market, prices go down. Yeah, they go down, but if the prices go down, then everybody comes back to buy the homes. Now the prices go back up. Even if interest rates come down, it makes no sense because if the interest rates go down, you'll have a flood of buyers. Well, the home prices are going to go up. Simple as that. The home prices go up, but you get a lower interest rate, it still doesn't convert. The numbers do not make sense. So you could pay $100,000 more for a house, but have a lower interest rate and still have the same mortgage payment. Isn't that insane? Yet you're paying $100,000 more now that you have to pay off for that home, but yet you have a lower interest rate for the same price mortgage, so you might as well just buy now if you're thinking of buying. Because, and it's again, now we're not going the opposite where we're telling you to buy, but if you're looking to buy, this, in my opinion, is the bottom. Now, yes, it could go down a little bit more, and it could go down another 50,000 on prices, or interest rates could go up even a little bit more too. And so I think at the end of the story, end of the day, I think if you're looking to buy right now and you have your realtors, real estate agents saying I would buy, because I would buy. There's multiple people buying. Ricky Kruth, look at that guy. He's buying 3 more homes. He's buying a new home built as well. A lot of people are cashing in and buying these new home builds because, I mean, the deals right now are insane for rentals.
Yeah. I've been looking myself, like.
Yeah. If you have the money, Charleston, outside Charleston, South Carolina, you can get a 1,800 square foot home. Brand new. This is a Lennar. I think this is a Lennar one. 1,800 square foot home, $360,000 plus closing costs, plus 5% interest rate, and the rental market there is $2,100 for that home. So if you do the math, it converts at a really good cap rate. And what you're doing is you're buying it at a cheap price right now, to where you can literally turn around and hold it for 5 years, maybe 10 years. I'd probably hold these rentals for 10 years and watch that home be worth at least $500,000, $600,000 if prices keep going the way they go. So not only rental market did you make money, bring it in the rental, but now you held a home for 10 years that was easy to rent, that was nice and clean, new and all that fun stuff. And then you can turn and burn and sell it, plus all the money you made on the rental in 10 years. That's a solid investment. And that's what people are hunting right now. Same with homes that are just down the bottom that need to sell. You can take advantage if you have the money. And I think that's where we're kind of stalling out and being slower, at least in my mind, as we drive through the woods and at least get to go grouse hunting, which is nice. I mean, this is the fallish thing you could do. I mean, forest all around you, dirt road, it's quiet, there's no one around. We're driving 5 miles per hour and just chilling and making a podcast. This is life. I'm sorry, this is fun. I got my shotgun here, not loaded. As Corey reminded me, do not load your shotgun. I'm all excited. I do know gun safety. But the catch is...
squirrel.
This is the right time, but if you don't have the cash, I get it. So I think that's why it's stalling out too, because people, one, are worried about the election year, the market, everything else. But a lot of people that don't have the cash, or if they have the cash, they're doing multifamilies. They're big box stuff that they're a little more secure with. But multifamilies have dropped. Holy cow, I have one in 12plex in Yakima, not selling at a really good price, just because everybody wants screaming deals in multifamily. And I'm not sure if that's because of the commercial market also tanking. Because commercial market, with all those loans coming up, and with Warren Buffett saying the commercial market is going to tank. And the stat this morning I saw from Logan, I forget his last name, McIntosh. I don't want to say McIntosh because that's rude if that's not his last name, but he just showed a baseline of where working from home finally leveled out. And we've been leveled out for a while now, to where it spiked during COVID. Now it came down, leveled out from working from home, and we've finally been level for 6 months working from home, where people are not calling people back to the office. And I think the main draw to the city is that's leveled out from working with home is the office people that needed to be called back are called back. They're still trying, maybe a few months delay of figuring that out. But to be honest, most of the drive I see going back to Seattle is conveniences. I want to go to theater. I want to go to a sporting event. I want public transportation, SkyTrain, rail, everything else. And I don't like the country. I don't want to drive 20 minutes here or there. I need a good restaurant.
Yeah.
I think that's driving everything as well.
There was definitely a flow of folks from are familiar with the city and enjoy the city, that were like, I don't have to go to work. I don't have to go to an actual office, and I like to go to travel to the country, and I like the peace and quiet, and I like, the forest, and then they get there and they're like, well, what do we do? Now that we're here, what do we do? And there's just, like Ron's saying, those amenities, they're not readily available. And the people that did that were like, I don't actually like living in the forest.
You mean it takes 2 hours to mow a yard?
Yeah. And those, there are people that do like, I like doing that stuff. That's me. That's my kind of living. But that's not for everybody.
Well, you got to do this. I mean, you literally took us 15, 20 minutes to drive to the country road out here. We met at Buffalo Wild Wings, and please don't break into my truck, although we'll post this afterwards. You know, it's a whole different lifestyle. So it's more, I would, small town living, you need to know people and friends. I think that's the hardest part as well, is it's not as social as well, because you go and most people know everybody. And so there's that small town factor as well. The bars and this and that all close early, so if you want to be up late, forget about it. This is more, Olympia, I would say, is more of a sleepy town. I read a stat, it's a lot of retirees here in Olympia, which, I mean, to each their own. I don't know if I could retire here, but again, I'm so used to it, I guess I would, because Corey and I are going to be 65 still doing this in the woods. We just won't be making, well, maybe we'll be making podcasts, 65 in the woods, just for our family, but we'll be giving them all life lessons at that time. In my day, I don't know. That's at least my thought, but we like this lifestyle.
That's only 24 years away from me.
Thanks, Corey. Fuck you. I'm sorry. Same here. So we gotta, that's not gonna be, we're getting to that age where we will be retired. So I think that's also what we're picking. Brandy and I want to stay settled, keep the kids here. We don't want the city. We drove up to the Sounders game, my son and I, and it's an hour and 30-minute drive home at midnight or 11 o'clock. We got home at 11 something, took an hour drive, but we're driving an hour to go to a major sporting event, which in the big scheme of things isn't that bad, because we still get the country small town. We're an hour away. Brandy said next time we have points on like our Marriott or whatnot, she's like, we could have just rented a hotel. The girls would have came up and chilled at the hotel with us, walked back to the hotel and drive back the next morning. So there are options like that too if you're living from a small town.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if you enjoy that like quick and easy convenience of getting to somewhere, whether that be driving or biking or walking, you're just not going to have that in your country. Like your listing you have out in the country, that it's, you got to travel. You got to travel a little ways, and you're not going to be able to just easily go out and go to a grocery store and when I say easily, like, just walk across the street like you might be able to do in the city, but you got to drive 30 minutes or so to get to a grocery store and get your stuff. So you got a little more planning ahead of time when you live
more
further.
Costco runs.
Yeah.
Costco runs for sure. Randy stocked up on Costco.
Yeah, that's a must when I guess it's more opinion based, but that's a must for our family and our two boys constantly eating. You got to have Costco.
I think, with real estate being slow and with us knowing the market and knowing the business and knowing here, I think if you're looking to buy right now, this is when I would buy. And I did this last year with a bunch of buyers, and they got screaming deals. And they bought in October, November, and December. I remember one of my buyers closing December 15th or 20th. It was a vacant home, so they got in there before Christmas, but they got $50,000 off the price, and the price was already low. Then on top of that, we got closing costs, and we got updates because it needed a few things on inspection, and it's now worth over a year another $60,000 plus what it was. And they bought a year ago, and everybody said it was higher then too. And now look at it. And with the interest rates, same thing. Like, there is no right time, but I will say during this winter, and especially this year with it being slower, this is, if you're looking to buy and you have the means, or if you need to do a contingent sale and sell your home, or if you're just ready to take the loan and go buy a home. Yes, I know low inventory, but there's a lot of stuff off market people aren't talking about that are saving for next year as well. So I would say number one is get in contact with Corey or I and tell us what you need, and let us either start hunting for it, or let's go look at homes, or just use us as a resource. If you're moving from out of state, ask us the neighborhoods. We want more Halloween. Great, we got that. I only want to be 10 minutes from grocery store. Fine. I don't mind too much cookie cutter. I want a bigger backyard. Let us know. Now, our prices compared to the rest of the country in some places are higher, though. Our median home price.
Yeah, they are. But I think that also goes back to just looking at historical numbers and the equity that does come in time. You're not always are you going to have that instant equity. You know, it might take a year or two to start seeing that equity come back into your house. But in my opinion, that's better than paying thousands of dollars for rent and never seeing that investment. And that's to me, that sucks. But you know, I get some people, they prefer renting because they don't like the duties that come with owning a house. It can be tough at times, and just buying everybody wants this perfect house, and there is no perfect house. There's always things that come with owning a home and keeping upkeep and I mean, for example, my house, we had a beautiful primary bathroom, and found there was a mold problem. The shower, I guess, failed, and this had been going on well before we owned it. But you wouldn't know because our whole bathroom was tile. So we just noticed because we started getting sick and saw a little bit of a moisture spot, downstairs in the ceiling, and so that kind of led me on this wild goose chase with looking for what's going on, and lo and behold, I found a ton of mold and had to tear it out. So anyway, owning a home, no home is perfect, whether it's new.
And that could happen in a new home too. I've sold
Yeah.
a new home where the primary bathroom failed, and luckily it was under the 1-year warranty, but it's still a pain. I mean,
Yeah. But that's home ownership. Now, if you consider that same scenario where you're renting a place, you could have a landlord that drags their feet
or won't
and
do anything.
Won't do anything.
Then you have to
which,
move out.
Which there are laws to protect you as a renter in that.
God,
but
that's a pain.
It is a pain. It's all a pain. Like, either you could take control of that and you have your equity in your home, or just keep throwing the money away.
You could fight the landlord. I've seen landlords do nothing and don't care. And I get complaints about that all the time. Isn't there laws? Yeah. Try to fight them. Go ahead. They still can say nothing. They could tell you, go get a lawyer. Well, now you're out of money for a lawyer. Yeah. And then trying to fight them to get your money back from the lawyer. And then to prove that you didn't do it to cause the problem is a whole nother resource. Well, you broke the shower. You did this and that. You're like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I would rather have full control. And I would rather say, my bathroom, now you have homeowner's insurance if you need to, if it gets bad. You have...
Oh, yeah.
Corey's going to open the gate right now. So there's a nice big gate. We're going through some forest, cool timber company to go hunting down here where no one's at, which is really cool. So if you have a key, which is nice. Corey's butt crack. Yeah, thanks, Robert. Totally do. Look, if you're going to take control of it, you'd rather be the one in control instead of trying to fight the home ownership. And yes, you can say, oh, I saved all this money in rent. But you're always fighting, I feel like. So you might as well do it yourself, take control of the home yourself, and then deal with the bathroom stuff. Like Corey's doing his own home bathroom stuff. I mean, that's huge. And you save all the money because contractors are expensive. If you don't know how to do it, then do the homeowner's insurance and do contractors. Now, I will be honest, homeowner's insurance is a caveat because once you ding it once, your insurance goes up. It's a pain with homeowner's insurance. Trust me, I know I've done it once, and it's like you have homeowner's insurance in the last 5 or 7 years, depending on which company they ask, a claim. And if you have, it sucks because it's like your car accident, but just longer with homeowner's insurance. So be careful with that. But it is, if it's a big project or something you need to do, then fine, it could save you a lot of money. But then when you start taking a look at how much it jacked up your homeowner's insurance, it may not pay off. So it just depends. But with the main scheme of everything, with the main synopsis is, if you're not wanting to rent anymore and throw that money away, call us. Let's go look at homes. We'll show you great deals. And I know our median price, because I know that was the thing. If you're moving from another state, that's, our median price is $250,000. Well, ours is, to be honest, to find a good 3-bed, just 2-bath home something 1,500 to 1,800, 2,000 square feet, you're looking around 400 to 450, 500,000. So we may be double your median price from a different state if you're coming from the South or some of the Midwest places. So you got to take that into factor. But what you're getting out here in Washington State is clean air, clean water, mountains, woods, the sound all around you, the ocean out that way, the Cascade Mountains. You're getting the whole basis of nature and fresh water, fresh woods, fresh everything you imagine compared to where you're maybe coming from, the city. And we have great climate control of the summers are the best. Now winters, although this year it's like summer in October right now. It was 80 degrees yesterday. I was sweating working on the shed, like literally shirt off, getting a tan in October. Not the norm. Normally it's raining. My wife even said she can't wait to get cozy with the rain, and I get it because we're so used to the rain here. But if you're not used to the rain, that may be a factor.
Yeah, we are definitely heading into the colder, wet months, darker. Like my kids are pretty young and they go to bed pretty early, and we're sitting there downstairs yesterday and they're like, why is it dark? Because it was getting dark before their bedtime, where in the summertime, it wasn't dark when they'd go to bed. So they're kind of confused. They're like, what's happening? Like, why is it dark all of a sudden and I'm still awake?
Corey's kids are young, by the way, so that's why. How old are your kids?
3 and 4.
3 and 4, which is a great age. They start to really, at least with our kids, really took off after that. Time flies.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's it does get dark up here. If you're not used to living in northern states up by the 49th parallel, it's definitely dark. Oh, this is beautiful. If you can see from the phone, we're overlooking, the Olympics are over there behind the cloud cover, right?
Yeah.
And then we're just overlooking all forest, evergreens, just like a valley of just trees. Just gorgeous. Going down the mountain road, through the forest, over the river. All right, I'm trying to think of any other points. So if you don't know Corey, new to the podcast, not new to real estate with me. He's been 6-7 years now solid. Real estate just took off, and his wealth of knowledge is huge. So if you're looking for someone that will show you all the great hunting sites with the purchase of a home, give him a call, because he knows his areas out here.
Maybe not all the good hunting spots, but maybe some.
He'll give you the tourist and level up. You can level up from there. Every home you get a different level of hunting spot. How about that?
Yeah.
Keep buying homes. This is what we'll start doing, because Corey and I wanted to do this podcast forever. So we're going to start making more and more podcasts with Corey, just talking real estate. Am I forgetting anything today with real estate? Slow market, need to buy now. If you are in the market to buy, heck of good deals. Yes, you can always refinance on interest rates. Yeah. I don't think people preach it, but what would you say if someone says first-time home buyer? What the heck does that mean, I guess?
Well, there's different programs for first-time home buyers that can be more appealing and help get, if you're a first-time home buyer, help you get into a home for the first time, whether that's less money down or zero down. So many times I've had people tell me, like, well, I don't have the 20% to put down on a home. You don't need to have 20% to put down on a home. There's different programs out there that allow you to put 3% down. Now, if you're VA, you can do 0% down for sure. So really, you got to have that conversation. If you want to have a conversation with us. I'm never going to force you to buy a house, but if you're just wanting to find information, I'm down to have a conversation about that too, because the more you know, that's knowledge is power. So the more you know, you can make an informed decision on where you go from there. I'm just here for information. I don't, if you get to that point where you're like, yeah, I think I do want to buy, then cool. I'm there to help you with that too. But I think people just get that sense that maybe if they're going to have a conversation with a realtor, that they're going to be pushed into buying a house. And if that's your worry, that's not me. That won't happen with me if you talk to me.
Yeah, we're not gonna say you need to buy this. I think the best thing about Corey, there's one.
Well,
Or something walking across the road. You see that with a little head? So look, mid-range, about 50 yards out. That little, it looked like the head moved. It may have just gone across. I am saying a lot. I think if you're listening to this, get some wine or beer and take a shot every time I say It's a fun game. We're not going to push you to buy a house. And I think that's great with us because we basically use us for the knowledge. We give you all the information, you make the decision, then we write the contract. Our main goal is to help you just buy. That's it. Here's what we got. Let's go get it. I can't force you to sign any contracts. I can't force you to buy a home. I'm not going to try to hoodwink you because guess what? If we sell you a bad home, which we've never done, but if you did, you would call us daily or complain, lawyer, this and that. I don't want to go to bed because I won't be able to sleep. I hate that. I can't sleep knowing something like that. One, I just straightforward, karma, honest.
yeah.
But I love my sleep, no offense. So I don't want anything on that slate, so I'm never. Corey, the same. That's how we were taught and raised, straightforward and honest, and you just don't do that. You don't force someone to buy a home. You can't. I don't know how you could. I guess I heard. Oh, there's one.
Yep.
All right.
Ron, go for her.
You want me to get it? Oh, fuck. How far do you think I have until it flutters?
I would try to get, you see that little fluff of grass right in the middle there? The green right in the center?
You think I can make it that far? We'll find out.
If you start to see it right now with its head perked up, he's ready to get to going, but he's starting to settle a little bit, so.
Well, we'll see what we can do here.
Here's a little trick my dad taught me. Sometimes if you turn your flashers on, it distracts them.
All right.
Just be ready to shoot if he flies. That's all right. Watch where he goes and we'll see him in the tree. Flashers didn't work.
So what?
I said flashers didn't work. But maybe he'll be sitting right there in the tree.
I forgot. So down is safe, up is shoot. Okay. Let's go take a look. So as we were saying, we can't force you to buy a home. It doesn't work like that. So call Corey, call myself, and just ask us every question possible. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, reputation for us is huge. Like, if I would not have a business if I didn't have reputation, and I probably tear myself up more than a buyer if they're not happy with what they bought. Like, I mean,
Well, and ultimately, it's your choice.
It is.
We show you everything. We give you all the facts. I've given someone facts where I'm like, I don't know if I'd do this. Here's everything why. And they're like, Ron, I want it. I'm like, game on. Okay. It flew right.
It was up here a bit further.
And you know what? That's your choice. So we give you all the choices. We give you all the information, but ultimately, we can only steer the ship so far with letting you. You want to go for a little hike? Right up this trail? You want me to just take a look?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
peek. It's probably in one of these trees right here.
Give me 1 second. Corey's going to tell you. You should tell him a real estate story, something fun.
Yeah. But yeah, it's reputation, in my opinion, in this game in real estate is extremely important. And if you want it if you want to continue to do this career in the long run, you got to have good reputation. And we can give you all the information that we can and answer all your questions, but there are those times where we do all those things and buyer's still not happy, and it tears me up. It bugs me to no end. I recently had one where I had a repeat client and out of state, and she just felt like I didn't give her enough information. And some of the things that she thought I didn't give her enough information on, I know we specifically had those conversations. And so I just don't know, somewhere along the line, communications failed. You can't please everybody, but I know in my heart that I try very hard to give you every bit of information that you need to make a sound decision on buying a home. And that's me. And I know Ron is very good at giving you all the information that, that he has. And if he doesn't have the information, he finds it and gives it to you that way. So, it's, the market is, like we've been saying, is slow, but it's still really not a bad time to buy. And really, like we've been saying, I'm even looking at homes and wondering if I should roll my equity out of the current home and buy something else, and keep gathering info, gathering that equity, and just equity keeps growing. It always has. So.
All right. Well, I gave chase to a grouse. Got it fluttered somewhere in the woods again. Didn't see it, so. But we are gonna probably focus a little more on grouse hunting now, because we're starting to see some grouse out here. I'm sure Corey regaled you with a nice story. That's good. And today was, the market's slow, but I think my conclusion or executive summary is, if you're ready to buy or coming here, one, do your research. Find a good agent. Let us, and when I mean find a good agent, Corey or I. To be honest, hands down, the best realtors you're going to find. Best real estate agents in Olympia, Washington. I go all the way to Bellingham. I'm helping another client in Bellingham go buy. Down to Vancouver. Sometimes go to the east side of the mountain, like the Yakima 12-plex. We go all over. We went to Pasco. Corey and I did a nice listing out there. Hands down, get with us first. So if you're moving here, let us know. If you're from here, you know us. Let us help you sell. Time to sell, time to buy. Let's go. We've got this. The market may be slow. Doesn't mean stuff's not moving. There's a lot of stuff going on in the back scenes, and if you're ready to buy, call us. That's the executive summary. You can refinance if you're worried about rates, which everybody is. I get it. If rates go back down, refinance. Simple as that. That's my plan. I have another one that we did up, and we're going to refinance down. It's just the reality of it is, if you're looking to invest, call us. We'll help you invest. All right, Corey, what do you got to wrap up with?
I kind of, wrapped up when you were looking for that grouse. So.
Well, fine.
I don't really have much else to say, but yeah, it's just, we can always question whether or not it's the right time, and then we miss out on opportunities. And so again, if you're just wanting to get information and ask your specific questions, I am here and available and ready to talk to you. And I will not, like I said, never. I turn that one off. I'll never pressure you to buy. I'll just give you information and let you make that decision. So
there you go. So Corey and Ron and Corey, we're here to help you in real estate. Give us a call. Hope you enjoyed today's podcast as we pheasant hunt through. It's like a misty rain, so the ground's somewhat muddy, but not. It's cloudy and overcast, but clearing away, so it's like the spookiness is kind of wearing off, so it's coming clear. It's going to be a nice, clean day for a little bit until it rains again. We got trees and evergreen and ferns, slaw and
slough.
These plants are going to kill me. And, just driving down a country road looking for Bigfoot, and, we'll find them. We'll get them. Hopefully we get a grouse or two and don't spook that quick. Holy cow.
Yeah, that one was a little jumpy.
Yeah, and it took off. I didn't even see it. It was up in a tree somewhere. I just heard it flutter. I walked the way it fluttered to hope to catch it in the tree again. It was, didn't feel like I didn't bring my hiking boots. So, of course, good job on prepping. Eagle Scout here with no hiking boots. Awesome. All right. We'll see you guys next podcast. We'll have another one coming out in a few days here, and I'll upload them as they get coming. Have a good day.
See ya.